The first month we worked with GrowMyMail, we did almost $30,000 in attributed revenue compared to the month previous that we ran, which was $500. Pretty stark difference.
What's the percentage on that? Have you calculated it?
About 5,500%.
What's that, 60x?
Yeah, sounds fake.
Yeah, it sounds fake, right? I know. It sounds like a clickbait. So it sounds like a clickbait.
Sign up now. We will increase your revenue 60 times. Rightio, ready when you are. My name's Jake Walke, and I run a regenerative farm here in Australia selling beef, pork, lamb, and a heap of value-added products like soap and skincare products direct to consumer through our website.
When did you join GrowMyMail? How long have we been working together?
We've been working together with GrowMyMail for about 8 months now.
Why were you looking for help with email and retention marketing to begin with?
I remember having a conversation with a colleague of mine, and he was asking me, we were talking business, we were talking e-commerce, and he asked me about my mailing list. And I said, I've got a small mailing list with really good open rates. And he said, what does that look like? And I gave him my numbers, and he said, Jake, you're not sending enough emails. And I said, I know I'm not. I don't have time. And he said, well, you need to give Ilko from GrowMyMail a phone call and discuss with him how he can do it for you, which is what happened.
Do you feel comfortable sharing your friend's name? As part of our audience might know him. We have an interview with him as well.
Sure, yeah. It was Justin from Chief.
My name's Justin. I'm one of the co-founders of Chief Nutrition. We're a healthy snacking and supplement company based in Sydney, Australia.
Here in Australia, Justin's buddy actually met him on X, of all places, and he's just one of those guys that's on speed dial to have a little phone call and talk shop every now and then. He's been a really good, great help to our farm business.
When people ask me, would I recommend investing in email marketing, I always say start with email marketing. That is now representing probably certainly hundreds of thousands, if not over $1 million a year of additional revenue through email.
Yeah, he is one of those people that you can just phone call and just talk about business in general. Can you describe like your initial challenges when you started looking for solutions, or was it like you didn't even know there was a challenge?
Look, I probably thought we were doing email marketing okay. In reality, we were not doing email marketing at all. My version of email marketing was every time cash flow got tight and I needed to get some revenue into the bank, I'd sit down and slap together a 15-minute call to action and just spray and pray it, really unsophisticated and irregular. And when Justin sort of held my hand through that and said, no, there's a method, there's a plan, there's organization, and it is something that you can outsource. I said, how do I do that?
Yeah, that makes total sense. And what was your primary reason you decided to go with us, with our team, with GrowMyMail specifically?
Well, I guess primarily it was based on Justin's recommendation. Mm-hmm. I reached out, and I think we had a Zoom call booked within 24 hours. I'm the sort of personality that when I make an inquiry somewhere, I like it to be actioned really quickly. I'm in sales myself, and I often think if you can't even handle a warm lead, what are you doing in business?
Exactly.
And so I reached out and we had a call booked straight away, and I got educated on the offering of GrowMyMail, got the offering put forward to me, and I thought, what's there to lose? So we signed up, and the rest is history. It's been almost a year now.
And on that, how is our work comparing to your expectations in terms of measurable results?
Look, it's exceeded expectations. I knew that we would grow revenue for the e-commerce business based on the fact that we were coming from a base of almost zero, but I had no idea how much we would grow revenue by. And I also, when I was initially proposed with the email schedule, I was a little bit intimidated, thinking that we were going to overwhelm my customers, ruin my open rates, get a heap of unsubscribes. And I remember you saying to me, trust me, this works. We're 8 months down the track and revenue keeps rising. Open rates are really strong. The email list keeps growing, and partly to that is also with the support that you and your team have given me, not only through our email deal that we have going, but also through my Shopify store, helping me with, optimizing different things there has been a good help. The first month we worked with GrowMyMail, we did almost $30,000 in attributed revenue compared to the month previous that we ran, which was $500. Pretty stark difference.
What's the percentage on that? Have you calculated it?
About 5,500%.
What's that? 60x?
Yeah, sounds fake.
Yeah, it sounds fake, right? I know. It sounds like a clickbait. So it sounds like a clickbait.
Sign up now. We will increase your revenue 60 times.
To be completely honest, I know that this would not have been possible without your involvement in email marketing in the first place, because you are very big on social media. So even though you have a small list, people are very engaged and you are actually into content creation. So do you want to share a little bit about your experience on how email marketing connects to the different other parts of the business, and why do you think it was so successful in the first place?
Yeah, look, we are an authentic value-driven business. There's a lot of businesses out there that pretend to be value-driven just to pull at the heartstrings of their consumers. 10% of profit goes to charity, or, we're everything's recyclable, or all these little things that they pull at the heartstrings with. But the story of our business is that my family was sick and medicated and fed up with the health industry not meeting us where we were. And we went on what we call our food healing journey, and we completely rebooted our health as a family by eating differently. And part of that was eating organic meats, which is why we got into the production. It wasn't a business plan. It was an act of desperation to fill our own family's needs, because we were having such a hard time trying to source this. So day one, when I started to do it, I put together a little social media page, and I've just been earnestly and honestly documenting our journey as we've been. There's no marketing master plan. There's no shtick. This is what we're doing, and this is how it's going. Yeah. And I guess that honesty and that authenticity comes through to people. And there's a lot of people in Australia that have had the same issues with us of trying to source food that's chemical and poison free. So, I think because we've got an engaged base on YouTube and Facebook and X and everywhere else, they sign up to the list where they get a bit more long format, text-based and call to action media, and it just converts really well.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on this. And since you mentioned you're comfortable talking about percentages, I remember this was first month we worked together was 35%. And then month number 2, it was 50% of the sales were coming through email. During Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I think we reached 60%, over just above 60%. And we were not even doing doing heavy discounts and stuff. So I think that all of this incredible content and this incredible story and the incredible idea behind this business has really contributed to the email success as well.
Yeah, that's right. Like you said, that Black Friday, Cyber Monday month, we did 60% attributed revenue, and we did almost no discounting. We did a few little, threw in some freebies for people and set some goalposts to raise that spend up. But, we're in part of the, special needs of our business is that we're constantly bottlenecked with production. It's not like I can just order more stock and get it out there. It takes me 3 years to grow a body of beef. So we, part of, one of the challenges of ours is trying to drive revenue without always having to put a loss leader out there, or without always giving away our margins. So we've got to be a little bit more clever about how we market to our base.
What do you enjoy most about our partnership?
About our partnership, one of the things that I really appreciate is that all the work's done for me. I can log on twice a month and go through our Figma list and visualize all the emails that have been created, ready to go out, go through, make my edits, make my change requests, whether that's the phrasing of a word, the change of a picture. Every business owner, every marketer has things that they want done that their way, rightly or wrongly. So I like being able to jump in, make my little tweaks. I never get any pushback. It's just, we'll do that for you. And like I said earlier, I do really appreciate the fact that I get some Shopify support and some Klaviyo support with GrowMyMail as well, because I'm not the best computer guy out there. My talents are in the paddock and in front of customers, and not in front of a computer, which is why I outsourced this in the first place. So the fact that GrowMyMail is also happy to, go beyond their boundary a little bit and help me in those other parts of my e-com website's been really valuable to me.
Yeah, I'm very happy that we were talking about this because we've been having this discussion in the past as well. It's like 60%, it sounds great, but like if you remember, I told you even then, like Jake, you're underspending on ads. That's what 60% means. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to again, you can't just keep like selling and scaling the way that other businesses are because your business is so reliant on you growing stock, etc., etc. So it's not like you can just like turn on the ads and then be making 5 times more revenue tomorrow. It would not be sustainable in the long run.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a lot of challenges in our business. We picked a hard one.
But it's a very fulfilling one, I'm sure.
Yeah, we love doing it.
And the last question that I have for you today is, what would you tell someone who is considering GrowMyMail but isn't sure about making a commitment with us?
Look, if you're talking to the team at GrowMyMail, that means that you have issues with your email list. And the reality is that you're probably stretched managing staff, managing suppliers, managing customers. I would fully encourage every business owner out there to take the leap of faith to outsource something that can be outsourced to professionals. I love the fact that the GrowMyMail team is a global team, and we get to sort of tap into different cultures and different knowledge bases and, soak up all that knowledge and expertise into our little business here down in Southern Australia. So take the leap. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Thank you, Jake. I really appreciate your time, and I am looking forward to an incredible 2025 with Woki Farm.
All good. Thank you, sir.